The roar of the engines, the blur of the track, the taste of ozone. I thought I'd left it all behind. But when I saw them on the starting grid, strapped into machines that were extensions of their very will, their eyes gleaming with an unnatural focus, I felt the old addiction surge. These weren't just racers. They were the apex predators of the circuit, and I knew, instinctively, my life was about to be pulled into their deadly orbit. My name is Kalen Vance, and the Zero-G circuit was my life, once. A former champion gravity racer, I'd tasted victory, seen the blur of light speed through my visor, felt the impossible G-forces tear at my body. But I'd also tasted defeat, the bitter tang of a catastrophic crash that ended my career and left me with more chrome than bone. Now, I was a ghost in the pit lanes, a disgraced vehicle engineer, my days spent tinkering with lesser machines, my nights haunted by the phantom roar of engines and the blur of tracks I could no longer conquer. I thought I was done with the high-stakes world of anti-gravity racing, its corporate sponsorships, its roaring crowds, its intense rivalries. I was wrong. The Hyperion Grand Prix on Xylos 7, a colossal orbital station carved into a hollowed-out asteroid, was a spectacle of light and speed. The track itself was a dynamic nightmare of vertical loops, energy gates that pulsed with raw power, sudden gravity shifts that threatened to tear a racer apart, and treacherous environmental hazards, plasma vents, unstable asteroid fragments, and rogue energy currents. It was a beautiful, terrifying ballet of speed and precision, a testament to humanity's relentless drive to push limits. My internal monologue, usually a dry commentary on life's cruel ironies, felt a familiar, intoxicating hum of adrenaline. I was here as a consultant, a low-level gig for a struggling, independent team, a far cry from my glory days. My compad buzzed with the latest race data, the roar of the crowd a distant, muffled thunder through the station's reinforced walls. I was in the pit lanes, the air thick with the smell of ionized fuel, burnt rubber, and the metallic tang of advanced alloys. My hands, still scarred from the crash, instinctively twitched, yearning for the feel of a control stick. Then, they rolled out. Not just a team. The Velocity Vixens. Apex drivers. Their reputation preceded them, whispered through the circuit like a legend. Unbeatable, fearless, a perfect fusion of human and machine. I'd seen their records, their impossible times, their flawless maneuvers. But seeing them in person, on the starting grid, was something else entirely. 4 of them, all women. And they were exquisitely beautiful, distinctly human-like, yet with unique, technologically enhanced features optimized for racing, blurring the lines between flesh and chrome. Their sleek, form-fitting racing suits, made of a shimmering, adaptive material, clung to their bodies like a second skin. Integrated with subtle, glowing neural interface patterns that pulsed with their thoughts and actions, they seemed less like garments and more like extensions of their very will. Their eyes were mesmerizing. They might change color, shifting from a deep sapphire to an intense emerald, or have intricate, glowing patterns due to specialized vision implants/visors, allowing them to track extreme speeds, to see the very flow of the energy gates, to perceive the track in a way no unaugmented human could. Their hair, styled for aerodynamics, short or intricately braided, sometimes had embedded LED filaments that flashed during peak acceleration, a shimmering streak of light against the blur of speed. And their bodies, lean, athletic, were clearly optimized for peak performance, every muscle honed, every movement precise. They were fearless, intensely focused, possessing unparalleled piloting skills and augmented reflexes that bordered on the superhuman. They operated as a cohesive, highly disciplined racing team, their movements synchronized, their intentions seemingly shared. Their allure was immediate and overwhelming. Not a conventional beauty, but one rooted in their reckless courage, their perfected control over immense speed, their competitive fire, and the dangerous, yet mesmerizing, fusion of human and machine. They were the apex predators of the circuit, and I, the former champion, felt the old addiction surge, a dangerous pull towards their world. The one in the lead, her sapphire eyes gleaming with an unnatural focus behind her visor, her suit's neural patterns pulsing with a steady, powerful rhythm, was Aura. Her short, dark hair, embedded with faint LED filaments, seemed to hum with contained energy. She was the team captain, a legend in her own right. My internal monologue, a torrent of frantic, desperate thoughts, struggled against the overwhelming primal fear. They're not just racers. They're a new breed, the future of the sport, and I'm just a relic. The roar of the crowd intensified, a deafening wave of sound that vibrated through the entire station. The race was about to begin. The energy on the starting grid was electric, palpable. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drum against the hum of the anti-gravity engines. The race began, a blur of light and speed. The Velocity Vixen's machines, sleek, custom-built speed demons, shot forward, leaving trails of ionized energy in their wake. They moved with an impossible precision, navigating the treacherous track as if it were an extension of their own bodies. Vertical loops were conquered with effortless grace. Energy gates passed through with perfect timing, gravity shifts countered with seamless, augmented reflexes. They were a single, synchronized entity, a terrifyingly beautiful ballet of speed. I watched, mesmerized, from the pit lane, my data scanner hooked into the public race feed, trying to analyze their every move, every subtle shift in their neural patterns. My knowledge of racing mechanics and strategy, honed over decades, told me what they were doing was impossible. But they were doing it. And the dangerous pull towards their world, towards their perfection, intensified with every impossible maneuver. Ambient sound, the high-pitched whine of anti-gravity engines at peak power, the whoosh of racers passing through energy gates, the distant roar of the crowd. Then, a flicker, a subtle anomaly in Aura's neural interface patterns. A brief, almost imperceptible dip in her energy output as she cleared a particularly dangerous gravity shift. My data scanner flagged it. A glitch, a weakness. My internal monologue, seizing on this unexpected flaw, shifted from awe to analytical precision. Not perfect. Not yet. There's a vulnerability. I spent the rest of the race dissecting their performance, searching for more anomalies, more weaknesses. The Velocity Vixens won, of course, a flawless victory, their machines screaming across the finish line in a synchronized blur. The crowd erupted, but I saw the subtle strain in Aura's posture as she dismounted her machine, the faint tremor in her hand as she removed her visor. Perfection, even augmented, came at a cost. My mission, initially a simple consultation, had just become something far more dangerous. I was no longer just an outsider. I was drawn into their orbit, pulled by the intoxicating allure of their deadly grace and their technological perfection. And I knew, instinctively, that to understand them, to help them, I had to delve deeper into their world, to uncover their secrets. And that meant getting closer to the apex predators of the circuit. A dangerous game, indeed. The victory celebrations for the Velocity Vixens were a dazzling blur of neon lights, roaring crowds, and corporate fanfare. But beneath the surface, I sensed a subtle tension, a quiet struggle. My data scanner had picked up more anomalies in Aura's neural interface, faint but persistent. Something was off. My internal monologue, a relentless analytical machine, was already dissecting the problem, trying to find the flaw in their perfection. They're not just winning. They're pushing themselves to the brink. And something is pushing back. My initial encounter with the team had been distant, observational. Now, I needed to get closer. My opportunity came during a post-race technical review. I approached Aura, her sleek racing suit still humming with residual energy. Her sapphire eyes, even behind the visor, radiating a cold, focused intensity. Her short, dark hair, embedded with LED filaments, pulsed faintly with the afterglow of the race. Captain Aura, I began, my voice calm, professional. Kalen Vance, technical consultant. I noticed a subtle energy fluctuation in your neural interface during the gravity shift on turn 7. A micro spike in your biofeedback. It's almost imperceptible, but it's there. Her head tilted, a subtle, almost imperceptible movement. Her visor, a dark mirror, reflected my own image. Then, with a soft hiss of hydraulics, it retracted, revealing her face. Ideal, sculpted features, with a subtle metallic sheen to her skin that caught the ambient light. Her eyes, now fully visible, were indeed a mesmerizing sapphire, their pupils elongated, almost feline, gleaming with an unnatural focus. They held a chilling composure, utterly devoid of surprise, yet a flicker of something akin to curiosity. "Your sensors are keen, Kalen Vance," Aura's voice replied, cold, precise, yet with an underlying resonance that hinted at immense power. "Few detect such subtleties. My specialty is system diagnostics," I countered, meeting her gaze. "And that particular fluctuation, it indicates a potential stress fracture in the neural pathways. Or, perhaps, an external interference. A sabotage." Her eyes narrowed, the sapphire deepening to an intense indigo. "Sabotage. Our systems are impregnable. Our security protocols, absolute." "No system is truly impregnable, Captain," I said, a hint of my old cynical charm returning. "Especially when the stakes are this high. Project Chimera, perhaps?" I watched her reaction. A flicker, a subtle tension in her jaw. The name, whispered through the underworld, was a trigger. Another ghost, her vibrant purple hair shimmering, her glowing eyes fixed on me, stepped forward. This was Lyra, known for her aggressive piloting style. Her sleek, integrated cybernetic limbs moved with a silent grace. "You speak of forbidden knowledge, outsider. Such words carry a heavy price." Her voice, a synthesized hum, was a low warning. A third, her stardust-flecked black hair shimmering, her cosmic abyss eyes unblinking, Seraphina, remained silent, her gaze analytical, assessing. Aura's gaze returned to me, sharp, piercing. "What do you propose, Kalen Vance? If this is sabotage, how would you find it? I can run a deeper diagnostic." I offered, my mind already formulating a plan. Not just on the machine, but on the neural interface itself. A deeper scan, bypassing standard protocols. I've built systems that can see what others miss. I can find the ghost in the machine. Aliana's gaze was unwavering. "Such an intrusion is dangerous. Our neural interfaces are extensions of our very being. Our minds, our will. And if it's not intrusion, but internal stress?" I countered. "Then you're pushing yourselves to destruction. Either way, you're at risk. And your team is vulnerable." The silence stretched, thick with unspoken questions. My offer was a risk. It was an intrusion, but it was also a chance. A chance to prove my worth, to gain their trust, to delve deeper into the mystery of their perfection. And the dangerous attraction to their lethal grace, their cold composure, their absolute dedication, pulled me in. Aura finally nodded, a subtle, almost imperceptible movement. "Very well, Kalen Vance. You may attempt your deeper diagnostic. But know this, if you find nothing, or if you attempt to compromise our systems, the consequences will be severe. We are the apex drivers. We protect our own, and we are always watching." The cat-and-mouse game had just begun. I was now inside their circle, a temporary ally, but still an outsider. And the chilling perfection of their cybernetic allure, their deadly efficiency, was a constant reminder that every move I made was under their surveillance. My mission had just become a high-stakes gamble, where my knowledge was my only weapon, and my life, my sanity, were on the line. The pit lane, usually a chaotic symphony of roaring engines and frantic mechanics, became a silent, tense operating theater. My diagnostic rig, a tangle of neural cables and holographic projectors, hummed softly, its blue light bathing Aura's inert racing suit. She was strapped into her machine, her eyes closed, her breathing shallow and rhythmic. Her suit's neural patterns, usually a vibrant, pulsating network of light, were muted, a subtle metallic sheen to her skin catching the dim ambient light. Her short, dark hair, embedded with LED filaments, was still. My internal monologue, a relentless analytical machine, focused solely on the task: find the flaw. Find the ghost in the machine. Lyra, her vibrant purple hair shimmering, her glowing eyes fixed on me, stood guard. Her sleek, integrated cybernetic limbs were poised, ready to react. Serafina, her stardust-flecked black hair shimmering, her cosmic abyss eyes unblinking, monitored the external sensors, ensuring no one else intruded on this delicate procedure. Nyx, the fourth ghost, her white hair shimmering like polished silver, her glowing eyes sweeping the pit lane, maintained a perimeter, a silent, deadly sentinel. Their cold composure was absolute, their trust in me a fragile, temporary thing. I connected the neural cables to Aura's suit, bypassing the standard interface, delving directly into the raw data streams of her augmented mind. It was like plunging into a vast, complex ocean of information, a symphony of thought, reflex, and machine integration. Her mind was a marvel, a perfect fusion of human consciousness and cybernetic enhancement, optimized for speed and precision. Ambient sound, the faint, rhythmic hum of Aura's life support, overlaid with the subtle click of data packets flowing through Kalen's diagnostic rig. My data scanner whirred, processing terabytes of information. I traced the energy fluctuations, the microspikes in her biofeedback, following the faint trail of dissonance. It wasn't a stress fracture. It was an external signature, a subtle, insidious interference woven into the very fabric of her neural network. A ghost in the machine, indeed. It's a parasitic algorithm, I projected, my mental voice sharp with discovery. A low-frequency neural dampener. It's designed to subtly degrade cognitive function, slow reaction times, create micro-hesitations. It's not meant to kill. It's meant to make you lose. Slowly. Inexorably. Aura's eyes snapped open, her sapphire pupils dilating, a flicker of something akin to shock, or perhaps cold fury, in their depths. Her suit's neural patterns flared, pulsing with renewed intensity. Impossible. Our systems are shielded. Our minds, inviolate. No mind is inviolate when the attack is designed to mimic internal stress, I countered, my voice grim. It's brilliant. Insidious. It's been slowly degrading your performance, making you question yourselves, your own abilities. Lyra's vibrant purple hair seemed to crackle with contained energy. Who would do this? Why? Her voice, usually so cold, held a rare note of raw anger. Corporate sabotage, I stated, my internal monologue connecting the dots. Project Chimera. Thorne was working on neural interfacing. This algorithm, it's too sophisticated for a rogue hacker. It's advanced corporate tech. They want you out of the race. They want you broken. They want your team to fail. Eliana's voice, cold and precise, resonated in my calm. Which corporation? Kalen Vance? Who controls this parasitic algorithm? Omnicorp, I replied, the name a bitter taste in my mouth. They're developing their own augmented racing team. They want to dominate the circuit. They want to eliminate the competition. And you, the apex drivers, are their biggest obstacle. They can't beat you fair and square, so they're trying to break you from the inside. The silence in the pit lane was thick with unspoken fury. The hum of the diagnostic rig seemed to intensify, a counterpoint to the rising tension. The alluring perfection of the ghosts, their cold composure, was now etched with a grim determination. They were not just racers, they were warriors, and their legacy, their very existence, was under attack. Can you remove it? Aura projected, her voice a low, dangerous hum. Can you purge this, Blight? I can try, I replied, my mind already formulating the counter-algorithm. It'll be risky. It'll require a direct neural link, a full system flush. It could scramble your neural network. Or worse. Lyra stepped closer, her glowing eyes fixed on me. You risk your mind for ours, outsider? I risk my mind for what's right. I countered, meeting her gaze. And for a team that deserves to win on skill, not on sabotage. My protective attraction to them, to their fierce loyalty, to their unwavering dedication, had solidified into an unyielding commitment. This was no longer just a job. This was personal. Aura nodded, a subtle, almost imperceptible movement. Proceed, Kalen Vance. We trust you. Do what is necessary. The stakes had just been raised. I was about to dive into the core of their augmented minds, to fight an unseen enemy, a parasitic algorithm that threatened to unravel their perfection. The climax of this high-stakes techno-thriller was about to begin, a battle not just for victory, but for the very soul of the apex drivers. And my life, my sanity, were now inextricably linked to theirs, to the dangerous allure of their cybernetic perfection. The pit lane was a crucible, the air thick with the hum of advanced tech and the silent tension of a desperate gamble. My diagnostic rig, now a conduit, pulsed with raw data, a direct link into Aura's augmented mind. Her suit's neural patterns flared, a brilliant, pulsating network of light, reflecting the immense energy coursing through her. My internal monologue, a relentless stream of commands and calculations, was a frantic dance on the edge of a digital precipice. One wrong move, Kalen, and you scramble her mind. Or worse, you get pulled into the blight yourself. Lyra, her vibrant purple hair shimmering, her glowing eyes fixed on the holographic display of Aura's neural network, monitored the counter-algorithm's progress. Serafina, her stardust-flecked black hair shimmering, her cosmic abyss eyes unblinking, stood guard, her sleek, integrated cybernetic limbs poised, ready to intervene if anything went wrong. Nyx, her white hair shimmering like polished silver, maintained the external perimeter, her enhanced vision implants sweeping the pit lane for any sign of Omnicorp interference. Their cold composure was absolute, but I sensed a subtle undercurrent of raw anxiety, a testament to the immense trust they had placed in me. I initiated the counter-algorithm, a complex sequence of data packets designed to isolate, then purge, the parasitic neural dampener. It was like performing neurosurgery at light speed, my mind racing, guiding the digital scalpel through the intricate pathways of Aura's consciousness. The entity fought back, its presence a cold, insidious tendril attempting to wrap around my own mind, to corrupt my thoughts, to sow chaos. Ambient sound, a high-pitched, almost subliminal screech, like a digital ghost, emanating from Aura's suit, quickly fading. Visions flashed through my mind, fragments of Aura's consciousness, the blur of a track at impossible speeds, the roar of a crowd, the exhilaration of victory, the crushing weight of a near crash, the relentless drive for perfection. And then, the insidious whispers of the parasitic algorithm, subtly undermining her confidence, making her doubt her own reflexes, her own skill. It was a chilling testament to its insidious brilliance. It's fighting back. I projected, my mental voice strained, sweat beading on my brow. It's trying to corrupt the core neural pathways. I need more power, more focus. Aliana's voice, cold and precise, resonated in my calm. Lyra, Serafina, Nyx. Channel your collective focus. Link with Kalen Vance. Amplify his connection. Protect Aura's core. The three other ghosts moved, their forms shimmering, their hands extended towards Aura's racing suit. Their own neural patterns flared, pulsing with intense light, their minds linking with mine, a seamless, powerful surge of collective consciousness. It was overwhelming, intoxicating, a torrent of pure, unrefined mental energy. I felt their combined focus, their unwavering will, flowing into me, amplifying my own abilities, strengthening my connection to Aura's mind. The counter-algorithm surged forward, a brilliant, searing wave of digital light, slamming into the parasitic dampener. The entity shrieked, a silent, deafening cry that vibrated through my very soul, a cacophony of alien voices tearing at my mind. It fought with the desperation of a cornered beast, attempting to sever the link, to consume my consciousness, to drag me into its digital abyss. But the combined will of the apex drivers, channeled through me, was too strong. The parasitic algorithm convulsed, its insidious tendrils retracting, burning away, leaving behind only the acrid smell of ozone and burnt circuitry. With a final, silent scream, the entity was purged. Aura's neural pattern stabilized, glowing with a vibrant, healthy rhythm. The subtle metallic sheen to her skin seemed to soften, her features relaxing. I collapsed, my body screaming with every protest, lying amidst the tangle of neural cables. My consciousness fragmented, dissolving, then slowly, agonizingly, reforming. The pain was immense, raw, physical. But the parasitic algorithm, its cold will, had receded. Aura was free. The apex drivers were whole. The ghosts, their forms shimmering faintly with exhaustion, Their luminous skin patterns subtly muted, converged around me. They were battered, strained, but their eyes, those glowing pools of light, now held a new light. Not cold composure, not just gratitude, something akin to respect, and a profound, unspoken connection. Eliana knelt beside me, her deep blue hair clinging to her face, her voice hoarse, but filled with a profound reverence. You have done it, Kalen Vance. You have purged the blight. You have saved our sister. You have honored our trust. My vision swam. But the cost? I rasped, my physical voice barely a whisper, my mind still reeling from the digital torrent. Lyra, her vibrant purple hair limp, her usual fierce composure etched with exhaustion, reached out a hand, touching my forehead. Her touch was cold, precise, yet profoundly comforting. The price of connection is always profound, Kalen. Your essence has been intertwined with ours. You are no longer merely an outsider. You are a bridge. Serafina, her stardust-flecked black hair faintly glowing, simply watched, her eyes holding an ancient knowing, a silent acknowledgement of the transformation I had undergone. Nyx, her white hair shimmering like polished silver, nodded slowly. The threat was averted. The Apex drivers were whole. But the profound impact of their cybernetic perfection, the sacrifices made for their collective strength, had irrevocably transformed me. My own choices, the pursuit of knowledge, had led me to this moment, where my destiny had been interwoven with theirs, and the dangerous allure of their world, of their lethal efficiency, was now my own. My journey for secrets had ended. My new path had just begun. The pit lane, once a place of cold steel and calculated risks, now hummed with a different kind of energy. The Apex drivers, their neural networks purged, their bodies fully restored, moved with a renewed grace, their movements even more fluid, more synchronized. My internal monologue, no longer a frantic scramble for survival, settled into a profound contemplation, absorbing the intricate dance of human and machine, the terrifying beauty of their perfected existence. My body, though weary, vibrated with a newfound energy, a subtle resonance that mirrored their own. My skin, once ordinary, now possessed a faint, subtle metallic sheen, catching the ambient light. My hair, once mundane brown, now held faint, shimmering filaments that pulsed subtly with my thoughts. My eyes, once dull human gray, now glowed with a soft, focused light, allowing me to perceive the subtle energy flows around me, to see the world with a new, augmented clarity. I was no longer merely Kalen Vance, the disgraced engineer. I was something more, something intrinsically linked to the Apex drivers, to their pursuit of perfection. The Apex drivers stood before me, their forms radiating a renewed power, their cold composure now etched with a subtle, shared understanding. Aura, Lyra, Serafina, and Nyx. Their eyes, those glowing pools of enhanced vision, now held a new light. Not suspicion, not just gratitude, something akin to acceptance. The blight is purged, Aura's voice resonated in my mind, cold and precise, yet now imbued with a subtle warmth. Our systems are clean, our minds whole. And you, Kalen Vance, Lyra chimed, her vibrant purple hair shimmering, have become a part of our network. A new node, a bridge between our world and the outside. My own internal monologue was a vast, silent ocean, capable of comprehending concepts that once defied logic. I could feel their collective consciousness, a profound, ancient sentience that encompassed their shared experiences, flowing through me, part of me. I perceived the constant flux of data, the subtle shifts in their neural networks, the distant echoes of their past races, their victories, their losses. The dangerous allure of their perfection, once a fascination, was now a lived reality, a constant presence in my being. The Apex drivers did not give me orders. They simply were. Their existence was their pursuit of perfection, their drive to win. And now, my existence was interwoven with theirs, with their machines. I had become a part of their team, bound to a new kind of duty. What is my purpose now? I projected, the thought forming not from desire, but from a profound sense of inevitability. Nyx, her white hair shimmering like polished silver, stepped closer, her glowing eyes holding a profound knowing, a silent acknowledgement of the transformation I had undergone. To observe, to analyze, to innovate, to be the human element in our pursuit of perfection, and to be our voice when the need arises. Her words, cold and precise, yet imbued with a subtle, shared purpose, resonated with the profound understanding of my transformation. I was the bridge, the one who could still comprehend both the raw, human element of racing and the terrifying, beautiful potential of cybernetic perfection. My old life, my human memories, were not erased. They were integrated, becoming part of their collective knowledge, a unique perspective within their boundless consciousness. I remembered the roar of the crowd, the blur of the track, the taste of victory. But these memories held a new context, a new depth, part of the larger tapestry of their shared existence. The days stretched into a seamless flow. I worked with the apex drivers, my hands moving with newfound precision, my mind racing with new insights. We refined their machines, optimized their neural interfaces, pushed the boundaries of speed and control. We became a singular entity, a living testament to the pursuit of perfection, our combined consciousness driving us towards new victories. I learned to perceive the subtle shifts in the track, the faintest whispers of a rival's strategy, the slow, inexorable march of technological evolution. The concept of free will now seemed like a quaint, charming illusion, a comforting narrative humans told themselves to navigate a predetermined existence. I had chosen my path, or rather, my path had chosen me, and I had accepted it, surrendered to it. And in that surrender, I found a strange, chilling peace. The allure of these women, the apex drivers, had been profound. Their lethal efficiency, their perfected control, their competitive fire, it had drawn me in, consumed me, transformed me. And now, I was part of their allure, a new facet of their dangerous, cybernetic beauty. My skin possessed the subtle metallic sheen, my hair shimmered with embedded filaments, my eyes glowed with enhanced vision. The roar of the engines, the blur of the track, the taste of ozone, it was all here. But now, it was different. It was my world, and I was a part of it. The episode concluded. The immediate threat was resolved, the apex driver's legacy secured. And I, Kalen Vance, was no longer just a disgraced engineer, but a new aspect of their terrifying perfection, a living bridge between the human and the machine. My existence was a testament to the enduring power of technology, the relentless drive for victory, and the profound, transformative bond forged in the crucible of high-stakes competition. I was an apex driver. Forever. In the thrill of that speed. That dangerous perfection was my enduring legacy.